Blog Talk Radio.
Sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And liftoff. Liftoff on another Tarot Today radio episode here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. Welcome, everyone. I'm Dax Carlisle, coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. I'm a certified life coach and clinical hypnotist, tarot advisor and numerologist, and we are a live call-in show, so give us a ring at 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. That puts you into the caller queue, lets us know you want to be live on air with us. Otherwise, we assume you're just listening to the show. So as soon as you get through, remember to press 1 on your dial pad. That's 714-816-4628. You can also chat with us live during the show and go over to the chat post, and you can ask questions and ask for mini readings and so forth there on our Psychic Talk Radio Facebook group. I always have to remember there's a page and there's a group. So like the page, if you find that in your search, and join the group. But we have a URL that takes you right there, a link that takes you right to the chat for that day's show. It's always the same. It's psychictalk.net/chat. That's simple, folks. Yep. So you're listening to us live, and you just open a new tab in your browser and type in psychictalk.net/chat. That'll take you right over to the chat post, and we're down in the comments. Yeah, so scroll down on that post to the comments. Just start typing in the comments and use it like a chat room. We'd love to chat with you there, but of course, we'd even more like to chat with you live on air at 714-816-46. Today's show is sponsored by the Tarot Guild, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professionals. Since 2004, stop by and visit us at thetarotguild.com. That's thetarotguild.com. It's our social networking website with all the features of the big social media websites, only it's all tarot all the time. And it's free to join the website, join in on all of those features, just like you would join Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or Twitter and so forth, But it's the tarot one. That's right. And we've just launched our fall special. Now you can enroll in our Tarot by the Numbers, Tarot and Numerology course free when you join our premium membership. So we have a premium pro membership. It's $6.50 a month it comes out to be, and you get your first level of certification, the CTR Certified Tarot Reader level included free, and for fall, for a limited time, you're going to get the Tarot by the Numbers course free as well. So let me bring on the other host of Tarot Today Radio. She's a certified Tarot Master, Crystal Reiki Master. She's also the Vice President for Certification for the Tarot Guild, and here she is live from Amarillo, Texas, the fabulous Mary Brown. Hey, Mary.
Hi, Dex. Hi, everybody. Happy Psychic Saturday.
Happy Psychic Saturday. Woo-hoo.
Woohoo.
Here we are on another show. People are starting to call in. I'm so excited. And we're going to be taking phone calls in just a second here. Yeah, because we're going to do open lines and tarot mini readings and everything all show long. You can ask questions about anything. I mean, between Mary and I, we pretty much have it covered. Yeah, if you're curious about energy healing, Reiki, crystals, if you're interested in hypnosis, neurolinguistics, life coaching, if you're interested in tarot, you have a question about numerology, psychic development, the law of attraction, pretty much we have everything covered, Mary.
What do they want to know? Ask us. Ask us any question.
Inquiring minds want to know, yes. And so today is October 17th. We're getting closer and closer to Halloween. I can't believe it. It's almost the end of 2020. Actually, I'm kind of glad, Mary, aren't you? The end of 2020.
Dax, didn't we say that same thing last year? I mean, I'm starting to think like, okay, 2021.
Yeah, we didn't realize.
That's a 5-year. I'm worried about it.
Yes, it is a 5-year, and this year, wow. I mean, 2019 was ending, and we were all done with 2019. I mean, it just it wasn't a really good year. But then, little did we know that 2019 was actually going to be sparkling wonderful compared to 2020.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yes. So 2020, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 is 4. The world year is 4, which is structure and plans and things like that. It really should have been a good year. And, the thing is, despite all the craziness going on, people are getting to do great things. They're getting to make plans and create foundations for the future. People have wanted to do it for a long time. They just needed the impetus. And then, okay, the corona health scare, thing happens. And here we are in crisis, at the health crisis. And people are forced to make change. But change is good. And, next year is all about change because that's, the energy of 5. If you think of the tarot cards that are 5. And, 5 is change. 5 is also adventure and high energy. So, man, we can get a lot done next year. We really can. We can get a lot done. However, the other side of the coin, like you mentioned, Mary, 5 is also the chaos number in numerology. So, depending on how the energy is being worked, I mean, it could spiral down, next year. It could be, it could be even worse, But I'm hoping for the other side of the coin. I'm hoping for the high energy, the adventure. Don't get married next year, folks. Don't sign contracts. Don't make, huge changes. Wait till the next year. So 2022 is going to be a 6-year return to balance and harmony after the chaos of 5. Hopefully it won't be that chaotic, though. Yeah.
What's interesting, though, is like...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, I just wanted to ask you about something. I was thinking about this been World Year 4, and just like you were saying, like, everything we've been dealing with. But, the thing that's interesting to me is when I think of structure connected to the number 4, when I think of structure, I think of, like, buildings. I think of, there's the thing under which we can, do our whatever we do. And it occurred to me that, wow, look at the advances in science this year. It's been a crazy year for science as far as, like, making advances, even correcting some theories, learning more, all of this stuff. And I thought, like, wow, in a way, things that affect the world, it definitely was a structure year for that, and testing the structures of government with this pandemic, shoring up things where there were weaknesses, across the globe. And so maybe as a World Year 4, it really was more for the world than it was for us individually.
That's right. And also, just think of it this way. Think of the 4 cardinal directions. And think of things like 4-sided boxes, 4 legs on a table to make it stable. You need 4 walls to make a building, to make a room. That's where the structure idea comes in. But it's more broad than that. It's also plans, making plans. And, life path 4s tend to be architects and anybody that works in that kind of a detailed and planned out environment. Also, a lot of folks that are in the military, first responders, veterans. A lot of us, have 4 energy either as our life path or somewhere in our chart. I'm a 4 attitude number. I think you're a 4 life path, right?
Yeah, I'm a 22-4.
Yeah, the master builder number 22. And it's that 4 energy. There you go. And it ties in nicely with today's energy. You brought this up.
What is today's energy?
That's the weird thing. I did not even plan this conversation, but it dovetails right in because guess what? 10, 17, 20, 20 adds up to 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. That's right. The energy today is a 4. So this is a day to make plans. It's a day to work on foundations. Yeah, work on the home. Anything having to do with 4 walls, basically. But making plans and also double 4, 8. Well, today is the 17th. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 is double 4 energy, double structure. That's when you have the realization of abundance. It's abundance today. And a lot of people, talking about projects and planning, a lot of people are going to be drawn to that today, Mary. They're going to be drawn, especially if it's any kind of plans or any projects that are going to bring, financial abundance, for instance. And it fits in really nicely with the card of the day I got, which is the Knight of Swords. The Knights in Tarot are about creating plans. It's that 22 Master Builder energy. Now, with the Knight of Swords, though, okay, so here's where the caveat comes in. The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving, the swiftest of the knights. And you're ready to do this project, folks, whatever it is. Making the plans for the future, working on the project, creating that abundance. You are rushing into that project, but don't forget the 4 energies that's there, too. You got to make some plans, okay? So don't rush into it without a plan. So that's the energy of the day, the card of the day. Did you get a card of? Well, of course you did. You do a card of the day every day. What'd you get?
Yes, I drew a card from this adorable deck, Therapets, kind of like therapy, only it's Therapets. 64 emotional support animal cards, and I drew the emotional support animal card of the day is the turtle, and the message is your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. So people that worry about whether or not they're getting things done fast enough, or they feel like they're, not going at the right pace, think of the turtle. Look up turtle energy, turtle medicine, and see if there's a even deeper meaning in there for you.
Oh, I just got a flash of last week's show, the Arc Animal Tarot and Oracle deck and having Bernadette King on. Yeah.
That was so much fun. Oh, my gosh. And, she didn't tell us about her upcoming project, but I follow her on Facebook, and I noticed that she has a miniature horse deck that's coming out. Mini horses deck. I'm so ordering that. I'm so excited. I love animal cards and animals.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Oh, I wanted to mention, people are popping in on the chat. There's Charlotte Quarnberg, Sharona Rapsik, there's Reenie Rose. Hey, Reenie. Hey, Charlotte. Hey, Sharona. Remember, you could join us in the chat. It's psychetalk.net/chat, and you just type in the comments, and, we'd love to hear from you in there as well. But we're going to go to the phone lines and take phone calls, too. It's going to be fun. Lots of great stuff here. Okay. see. Who's been waiting long? You ready to take some calls?
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, I just got so excited about the chat room filling up that I was like, oh wait, shoot. Did Mary finish her card of the day?
Taking calls?
Oh my God, I wasn't even paying attention. Holy fuck.
Yes, it's the turtle. Look up turtle energy.
The turtle, yeah. The turtle energy. Okay. Oh my God, because I didn't see your card of the day because I woke up late and I'm rushing to get the promotions out on Twitter and Facebook and get everything going and set up for the show, and do the card of the day, and the numerology of the day. Oh my God.
Well, look,
so
that's hilarious because it's about how fast we're moving. Saying your speed doesn't matter. Moving forward is forward.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this hurdle that you missed because you were acting like the hare. Remember the tortoise and the hare?
Which, by the way, if you think about it, there's an analogy with the air sign swords. The Knight of Swords we got as the card of the day is an analogy to that. It's like rushing in, in. Absolutely.
Wow.
Folks, we're just commiserating together and having fun because it's like, oh my God, too many synchronicities happening at once. This is too cool.
I was just going to say that. This
is
wild.
Boy. Yeah, so we're gonna take some phone calls here. Oh, by the way, I did, because last week's show came up. Last week's show was just fantastic. If you missed last week's show, after the show, go listen to that in the archive, and you can always listen to our past shows at psychictalk.net, and just go check that out there. Click on archive. I think you can, the fastest way is to go to psychictalk.net/Saturdays. We'll take you right there. Also, /Tarot Today will also take you there. See, we have all kinds of ways to get to our archives here. Let's see who's been waiting the longest. It looks like area code 215. Hello.
Hi.
What's your name, hon? Where are you calling in from?
Natalie, and I'm calling from Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
It's our
Eastern
home
or
state.
Western?
Yeah.
What part of PA?
Right outside of Philadelphia.
That's me. That's where I was born and raised.
That's you.
Mary's from the west side.
Oh.
Were you around Pittsburgh?
Yes. Pittsburgh was my dream city growing up. I lived in the outside the suburbs in a smaller rural town. But yeah, Pittsburgh is the best city on the planet, okay? Go ahead. Argue with me, people. Argue with me about this.
So, Natalie,
so what do we talk about?
Well, wait, hold on. Talk about being the hare. Hold on a second. Let's have a little conversation for a second. Because I want to ask Natalie, because I grew up in Montgomery County.
Oh, I'm in Bucks County.
Yeah, right next to it. I was on the our house was like literally I could walk down the street to the Montgomery County Bucks County line. The county line.
Oh.
County line road. Even. I'm sorry, Mary, I'm just living in nostalgia here for a second. Give me a minute.
Yeah. You Eastern Pennsylvanians.
I went to North Penn Senior High in Lansdale and grew up in Hatboro. All kinds of fun stuff. So what do you want to chat about, Natalie?
I don't know, maybe just like a general reading.
Oh, come on.
Any particular area of life?
You got to have a burning question. Come on.
I really want to know about future relationships.
Future in relationships?
Future relationships.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Let's see what's going on here. So the very first, hold on just 1 second here. I got to put Natalie's line on hold for a second, Mary. I'm getting a lot of background noise there. So from the cards I'm getting, and it's looking really good because the first card I get, Mary, is the Lover's card. Hello. And then the Page of Cups.
Wow.
It's looking really good. I would say, Natalie, if anything is holding you back, you're worrying too much about this. You're like way too much in your head, too many thoughts about your love life or lack thereof, or relationships, or anything. It's like you gotta take a deep breath, because that'll open it up and allow the abundance to flow in. Which we're talking about today with that 8 energy of the day. And I actually have 2 pages here. I got the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, both showing up. So there are people around you that are potential dating material. And with the Lover's card showing up, it's like you're right there. You're right at the edge. You're ready to do it, make the leap. But the 2 qualifying things that are coming out in the reading is, the first one I mentioned, get out of your head and get into your heart. Let your hair down. Have fun. Allow it to come. Don't worry or anguish or, think too much about it. The other thing is, don't slip into fantasy and illusion. That's another card that's coming up, the 7 of Cups. And what happens is we have an idealized version. We create a fantasy, an illusion that just, doesn't exist, will never exist in reality, of quote-unquote the best relationship, or, the most wonderful guy or gal to date, or, things like that. So be alert to those things. Now, lastly, and we're going to go over and get what, what Mary's getting on this. And hold on a second. I'm having some difficulty here with my computer's not doing what I wanted to do here. So with the Page of Wands, Wands is that fire energy. So we're talking an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius potentially. And then with the Page of Cups, Cups is water, potentially a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. So it's not just one, but there's like multiple people. Okay, and I don't ask people's age live on air, but they're either contemporaries of yours or potentially chronologically a little bit younger, possibly, or they could be the same age, even older, but have a very youthful outlook on things, because pages tend to be younger, okay, as far as the pages, the knights, queens, and kings. So, yeah, there's these people, there's people coming in. You got the Lover's card there, Aries, Leo, Sag, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and be on the lookout for that. Now, let's see what advice we've got from Mary here.
Going to have to make a choice between at least 2 people of who you're really interested in pursuing, a relationship with. And, the thing that's interesting is the central card here is the 5 of Swords, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like, there's the one phase has ended, it's time, for a change. We go through the 5 of Swords to get to the Wheel of Fortune, where we have this positive change happening in our love life. But going through the 5 of Swords with the Ace of Wands above it, 2 of Wands below it, that's what makes me think you're going to have to choose which way to go when it comes to a partner. That 5 of Swords is interesting because a billion things come to mind with the 5 of Swords, but a lot of times it has to do with boundary issues to me. So it's like the challenge or the conflict in the card has often a lot to do with how we're thinking, because it's swords. And have we kind of put ourselves in a little box? Have we become a little too rigid? And do we need to kind of step outside of that and break free of whatever boundaries we've thought up about how our partner has to be, right? And the other thing that I would say with this is, it calls for a willingness to adapt and to change, and to not let what everybody else thinks matter more than how you feel and what your own intuition is telling you. And just one other little message that comes up here comes from the angel love notes, little angel cards, and it's a reminder that love grows. So it's not like you're going to meet somebody, start dating somebody, and boom, I'm in love, I'm swept off my feet, blah, 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 Or what the Five of Swords is saying is could happen. You could be looking at this person like, well, you don't quite fit my parameters that I have in place. Allow the feelings to grow. Allow the relationship to grow. Allow love to grow. That's what I got.
Wow. Oh, and when you mentioned choices, and of course, I did get at least 2 individuals showing up in the cards that I got. But, most people nowadays take value, but, the original meaning, or one of the original thoughts and meanings, especially from the original design of the Lover's card when there was 3 individuals on the card, was choice. So it fits in perfectly with what you just said. Let's bring Natalie back on here. I hope that helps you out. Does that resonate with you, Natalie?
Yeah, that helped me a lot.
Wonderful.
Awesome. And thanks for the
Thanks
call.
for calling.
Thanks.
Awesome sauce. Enjoy the rest of your weekend here. Wow. The lines are starting to fill up. Get in now, folks. It's 714-816-4628. Get into the caller queue. As soon as you dial in, make sure you press 1 on your dial pad. That secures your spot, and we take the calls in the order that they come in. So to be sure that we get to you, you want to call in right now and get that spot, 714-816-4628. As soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad. By the way, if you're Skyping in or using some other way of dialing in, go to the app, open the dial pad, press 1. There we go. And it looks like area code 267 has been waiting the longest. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Donna from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Jeez.
Oh, wow. It's Philadelphia
people.
Day.
Yes. I just wanted to know if I could have a general
reading.
Yeah.
On any particular area of your life?
Basically, money and romance, my love life.
Great. Money.
It's your turn to go first, Mary.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, general reading, let's just see what comes up. If both money and romance are indicated, we'll talk about that. If not, I guess we'll talk about whatever comes up. Okay, so general reading here for you. Okay, so this is interesting. Are you a fire sign? Do you know?
Taurus.
Oh, earthy Taurus. Okay, good. Oh, well, we'll talk about Taurus here, too, a little bit, because I do have a couple 4 cards coming up here. And to me, I don't know why, but to me that reminds me of Taurus. I don't know if there's, Dax is a numerologist here. I don't know if there's any connection, but, the Emperor card comes up underneath everything. And so that is about stability. That is about structure. The interesting thing about the Emperor card is, like, a lot of times it has to do with, like, not so much being rigid and super structured, but like kind of putting things in order for yourself, creating an environment where you function the best. That's how I really think of the positive energy of the Emperor card. So when it comes to finances, I think that really does apply. Because we think of like structured. Structured's a word used a lot in the financial industry, right? The structured loans, structured more, retirement, all of that. And so that's something to kind of think about. How are you structuring your life? Is there ways that you could kind of create an environment where you can function better, or a better environment for how you handle your finances. Maybe do some planning with that. Maybe create, at least take a look at it and think like, okay, what could I do? Where am I kind of leaking money that I don't need to be? Sometimes we don't even realize it, And then the other thing that comes up here is the Five of Wands comes up in the past position. Now, fives to me often indicate challenges, struggles, conflict, even chaos. With the Five of Wands, it could be if we've had been competing with people, or if there's things kind of competing for our attention, or if we're fighting with others. But it's in the past position, and right now it's talking about okay, what is it that's right in front of me that I'm not paying attention to? Because the other four that came up is the Four of Cups. And a lot of times, we can miss what's right in front of us, or also sometimes that's a part of apathy. When you say romance in the future, well, are you excited about it? Are you actually looking for it? Are you seeing is there anybody kind of right in front of you that you may be just not registering,
That could be.
Oh, yeah? So that's something to look at then. And then the other card that comes up is a World card. Now, in some, in the traditional deck, we have the World Dancer. We don't know if it's a he or she, all the things about the World card. It's a card of completion, fulfillment. But the other thing, too, is integration. And that kind of comes up in the position that I think of sort of the overall theme. And so are you ready for a partner? Are you ready to fully integrate someone into your life, into your world? And again, how do we create the environment for that? So I feel like we'll see what Dax has. I'm not seeing any one person being generally that four energy of stability, structure. It seems to be important.
But yes, that's what I'm working on now. All that stuff.
Great.
And
awesome. And then you're going to be ready for it when it comes your way, right? So let's see what Dax got.
Oh, I'm trying to remember everything you said, Mary, because I should have took notes, because every single thing that you were saying, I was like, oh, wait, I got that too. Wait, I got that too. Wait. Yeah, it's like, oh my God. It's crazy. The World card, I got the World card. Whenever you get the World card showing up in a spread, it's a really good indicator. Now, everything that I've got, there's nothing about relationships and romance in here. This is all career, finance, abundance in your life, things along those lines. And the central focus card is the Ace of Coins. So there is an opportunity that's already there. And Mary, one of the things you said about, there's, things you're not seeing, there's an opportunity you're not seeing. And speaking of the abundance, 8, the energy of the day, I got the 8 of Wands. And that's things happening quickly, okay? And it's the number of abundance, and that's at the end of the spread here. Now, what's it going to require? Well, the Ace of Coins in the card, there's a definite aspect of thinking outside the box and stepping outside of your comfort zone. So in order to take advantage of this opportunity, it's going to require that. Now, how can what will come from that? Well, you got the 9 of Pentacles, the 9 of Coins. So that's the self-made woman. That's the female entrepreneur. And she has made her wealth herself. Now, the World card is right next to the 8 of Wands. And when the World card and the Eight of Wands, you know, even the Eight of Wands by itself, but especially when it's right next to the World card, in contemporary terms, that's an indicator of, you know, the whole world opening up to you and fast communication. So we're talking the internet, telecommunications, things along those lines. So this could be things like video conferencing with students you're teaching, video conferencing with clients that you're working with long distance, and anything else having to do with websites, social media, and the internet. You know, this is where it's going to happen. And actually, if you think about it, for a lot of us, we've had to shift, you know, what we've been doing from, you know, say, seeing clients in person to seeing clients through telecommunications, you know, whether it's video conferencing, you know, Skype, FaceTime, Facebook video calls, Zoom, things along those lines. And, you know, working through social media to get clients, your website, things along those lines. So that's what I'm getting. And again, I always want to go back to the main focus card, the Ace of Coins. That, you know, that's the opportunity's there. It's already there. You might just not be seeing it. And, you know, reemphasize that when you look at the garden, the lush garden that we're in the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the card, and it's surrounded by a hedge, you know, so it's got, you know, like a wall. It's protected, and there's the one entrance, and we're standing on this path that goes past some white lilies, heading out through this arch to the outside, and beyond is a hill or a mountain. And at the top, at the summit, is your goal, Donna. But it requires, to get to that goal, you know, it's outside of the garden. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing something you're not comfortable about initially, which, you know, any change requires that, you know. And I feel like it's going to be a change, of course, for you. And, of course, the more you do something, the more used to it you get. You practice and you get used to it. It becomes a habit, and it's no longer uncomfortable. It gets pulled into the garden. It becomes part of your comfort. But initially, you got to step out through the arch, down the path, up the mountain or the hill to the goal. So you got to step outside of your comfort zone. And there's also an element of thinking outside of the box. You know, I've always worked this way for these types of companies. In this career, money can only come to me this way. You know, it requires thinking outside of the box such that, big truck going by, sorry. It requires thinking outside the box such that, you know, you are opening up the opportunities for the universe to bring you something different, you see. You know, if we get stuck there, then we, you know, where we are now, things the way we've always done it, you know, we're telling the universe we want more of that, okay? So that's what I'm getting. I hope that helps you out.
Okay, but what's the thing that's right in front of me? Just generally,
there's an opportunity. This is, and remember, I said that all the cards I'm getting are financial. They're talking about career, work, financial abundance in that area, and the opportunity. There's an opportunity going forward that's there. You just don't see it. You're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck in a rut. You're not thinking beyond what you normally do, you know. And
right.
when people are stuck, what I tell them to do is to take out a piece of paper and a pen, you know, not a pad or a computer or a laptop or your phone, actually use pen and paper, pencil and paper, get a crayon, I don't care. There's something about physically writing it out, all right? And what you do is you start breaking down to the nuts and bolts when you can't see the big picture. Break down to the nuts and bolts. Okay, so you start writing down, not what companies you've been working for, what career path you've been on, but the fine details of, I have this skill, I have this skill, I can do this, I can do that. Write down all of your skills, knowledge, base, and abilities on a piece of paper, and just adding to that. And eventually, you're going to start getting a picture.
Okay. I got it.
Yep. All righty, Donna.
All right.
Thanks for the call, and have a great weekend. Yeah. Speaking about next year being chaos, it's like, this has really been the chaos year, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's always the other side of the coin, and there's, with every adversity comes such the potential advancement and changing things up and doing things differently and creating new paths for ourselves. But most of us are stuck because we don't look outside of our own garden.
Yeah. I think that's true. Hey, Dex, why don't I let everybody know what's coming up on the Psychic Talk Radio Network this week?
I was just going to ask you about that. Yeah. What's coming up?
Well, of course, there's us today. And you can listen later in archive if you missed the show. And then our next show is on Monday, October 19th, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's the Wisdom of the Soul show with your host, Janice Fuchs. And Wednesday, October 21st, the Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance Hour with your host, Catherine Hahn. She's doing part 2 of her series, You Have the Power to Change the World. And then Dax will be back next Friday, October 23rd, on the Doctors Are In show with his co-host, Dr. Rose Wilkerson, and they will be talking about your life purpose, finding your who, why, and how. Plus, they'll be doing open lines, life coaching, and tarot mini readings. And then Dax and I will be back next Saturday, October 24th, for our Psychic Spin segment, Are Ghosts Real? Ooh. And we'll be talking about different tarot decks for Halloween on the Tarot Today show. And then on Sunday, it's the Magic Universe with your host, Sharona Rapsick. Open lines, Angel Reiki, and free tarot readings all show long. And again, all of our shows are at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. You can also find out what time zone it is, what the time is in the time zone you are in by looking that up, by checking it out. But those are our upcoming shows for this week on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. And you can find those, if you didn't write them all down while I was telling you, by going to psychictalk.net/upcoming. Next week, you and I are going to be talking about different tarot decks and oracle decks for Halloween. Are you going to write something for the website that people can find about that?
Oh, yes. It's been great. I have this project going on right now for everybody, and it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love. I'm putting together like the most comprehensive list of mostly tarot decks, but also a bunch of oracle decks, a few Lenormand decks as well that are Halloween themed. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's already over 100 decks. It's going to be the biggest list ever. I'm about halfway through just gathering the images to show people, samples of the decks. And hopefully I will have an article published with all of that in it within the next couple of days or so. It should be like the beginning of this week. So it'll come out, before the radio show. And we'll have a lot to talk about on the radio show. We'll do the Psychic Spin segment, like you said, and ask the tarot, are ghosts real? And but we'll be also talking these Halloween decks. It's been fun for me too, because I found some decks going way back. A lot of new decks are coming out, and I'm including anything that will fit, quote unquote. So Halloween, obviously Halloween-themed decks, but anything that's spooky or scary or gothic, everything from vampires and witches and, anything that'll fit in there. I'm also going to have a Halloween spread in that article for you guys, and, a few other things for Halloween, and we're just going to put it all in one big article on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com. And I'll be putting that out on social media, on our groups and pages and Twitter and websites and so forth, hopefully, Monday or Tuesday, and we'll have a lot to talk about next Saturday. I can't wait.
Awesome. Me either. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, it's been really busy. It's quite a project doing that. But also with our fall sale that we have going on at the Tarot Guild, we've had people joining, going through the certification, because the Certified Tarot Reader certification is included in the membership. And, people that are already professional readers, but also people taking advantage of the fall special, which is you get my course, Tarot by the Numbers. It's a whole course on tarot and numerology together for beginners, and they're taking that course with the intention to then get certified after that, and already had several people all over the place, the U.S., of course, United Kingdom. There's a fellow, Roni, from Korea. All over the globe. It's so cool. It's so cool. So, if you've been thinking about joining our premium membership or enrolling in my course, normally they're separate, and the course is $78, the number of cards in the tarot deck, of course. I had to be cute about that, But now you're going to get that free. When you join the premium membership, it comes out to $6.50 a month. It's like a Netflix. Awesome. And so you just go over to thetarotguild.com, and it's all right there. thetarotguild.com/join. If you want to go right to the join page and read about the premium membership, you're going to get your membership certificate right away. Your application to get certified as a certified tarot reader is included. That's the first level. We actually have 4 levels of certification, and you're going to get the first level included with your membership. And during fall here, for the next few weeks anyway or so, you're going to be able to enroll in my course for free as well. We'll give you access right away. So, yeah,
awesome.
It's just been busy the last week or two. Just crazy.
Yes, it has. It sounds like you have been busy as a bee. I don't know if they're always that busy. Yeah, for me, it's like soon as it's the end of September, beginning of October, now that we're halfway through October, I'm in full Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas mode. I'm ready to put the tree up. I am so ready to put the tree up. I just want to sail through the end of this year and see what happens next.
Right. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to mention with that Halloween deck project that I'm doing. I want your help. Okay, so I have exhaustively researched the internet. I've read, every article on, the top 10 best Halloween decks, I've done searches and compiled this all together, but I might miss something. Like I did miss one deck, and you told me what it was. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. What was the one that you were telling me about? Shadowlands. Yeah, I forgot to put Shadowlands. Yeah, it didn't come up on any of the lists or any of the research I did.
That's crazy. And you know what it is like, and we'll have to talk about this on a future episode of the show, right? But people right now, shadow work is trending. Shadowlands is thought of, more as a deck for shadow work with tarot. And so that's all, and I'm sure it's great for that, how in the book is geared towards that. But the back design has 2 bats. You have trick-or-treater, a trick-or-treater with a pumpkin little, what is it, the bowl, I guess, where you go around trick-or-treating and to put your candy in. I mean,
right.
It's got mummies, it's got bats, it's got witches,
it's
got ghosts. It's the most Halloween-y deck I've ever seen, to tell you the truth. And the artwork is beautiful, beautiful. So yeah, I was like, and I don't expect anybody to have it on their list because, unlike you, I think the lists that I've seen that are out there are really the ones where it's like sort of on the nose, like somebody's named their deck the Halloween Tarot or the Halloween Oracle,
right.
Where they've included it. But yeah, you're very smart to look beyond that, especially because the Gothic theme is always big for Halloween. So definitely that's a Halloween deck. Maybe even something like the out-of-print Ludi Lescott deck would, because it's very Gothic.
Yep, I actually have that on the list. I'm not sure whether I'm going to include or not. I'm tempted, but then I kind of want it to be accessible. I want it to be a list where someone can go, oh, I love this deck, and they're able to still acquire it. And there are some decks that I've done a lot of research where they said it's out of print, and I did research, and I was actually able to find it being reproduced on GameCrafter or available from an Etsy store for $235. Yeah, you're going to have to put out some money for some of these things. But if I found a way to purchase it, I've included it in the list. And I do have like 5 or 6 or 8 out-of-print ones, which I don't know. I'm tempted, but I don't think I'm going to include it in the list. But yeah, when you told me about Shadowlands, I added that one in. And so, that's why I wanted to bring that back up was I want to ask everybody out there, if you have a favorite scary deck or Gothic deck or macabre even or spooky or Halloween themed, let me know your favorite decks, and I'll make sure that they get in there. And every year, what's really cool is we can keep adding to this list every year. There's going to be, hopefully, anyway, more and more themed and witch-themed and ghost-themed. And I did go beyond the Halloween thing for sure. I originally was going to do like the top 10 Halloween decks, but then, and just tarot. But then, I started seeing some of the oracles, and I was like, no, I'm going to add in oracle decks and even Lenormand decks.
Yeah.
So, and I expanded beyond, I said, okay, I noticed the same thing you did, that on these lists, they're missing things that fit with Halloween, like Shadowlands, but, there's a lot of Gothic and ghost decks and vampire decks and things out there, things that people miss, So it's going to be the most comprehensive list ever. I'm so excited. We can keep adding to it every year. Maybe we could start adding other neat things like, I don't know, your favorite recipe for pecan pie or pumpkin pie or, or Halloween treats, and we could make this a cool ongoing thing that we do around this season every year.
Absolutely. I love Halloween.
Stuff. Yeah, yeah. So we have time for another call. You know, maybe more if some folks get right in there. We have some other callers, but they don't have their hand raised. So I'm just going to put it out there that if you want to be live on air with us, press 1 on your dial pad if you're in the caller queue right now, because we will get to your call if you do it right now. So go ahead and press the number 1 on your dial pad so we know you want to be live on air, or call in real quick, 714-816-4628, and press 1 on the dial pad, and we'll bring you on as we're getting close to the end of the show here. The call that's been waiting the longest, let's see. Oh, my neck of the woods, area code 520. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
God.
Hello?
Getting a reading. Oh, thank you.
Hello, hello.
Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. How's it going?
Really well. Thank you for taking my call. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. Yes, that's great. So what did you want to talk about today?
My relationship, please. How do you see that going?
Oh, so you're in a relationship now.
Yeah.
Well, you're not sounding very enthusiastic about it. It doesn't sound like it's going too good here.
Well, even good relationships take a lot of work, but I'm not saying one way or another. Not saying one way or another.
Absolutely. Oh my God. So the central focus card is the 8 of Pentacles. And you mentioned relationships taking a lot of work. That's literally the work card, but also using your skills and abilities, and I think the indication here is that if you guys put the work in, it could turn out good. I mean, I got the Sun card, which is really good, That was at the and that's at the end in the future here on the spread here. But I also got the Judgment card. That's the first card that comes in. It's a card of awakening, and I call it the cosmic wake-up call. And that combined with the 8 of Pentacles is, I think it's going to require reevaluation and putting the work in, and maybe doing some things that you either, thinking outside the box, or doing things that you're either unaware of, or if you're aware of them, you're afraid to take the plunge. You're afraid to take the leap. And the Fool card is showing up, which is the leap of, taking the leap of faith. And if you could do that, I got these 2 cards. One is really good, and one is not so bad. I mean, actually, I said that wrong. I should have said, okay, one is really good, one could be bad. So this is the thing. If you put in the work, you can end up with the Sun card. But right next to the Sun card is the 10 of Swords, which is the end of one cycle, the beginning of a new cycle. Okay. So that's why I was hesitating there, because it's not really the end of the world, but when you're in the middle of it, it feels like the end of the world. Yeah. But in the card in the distance, the sun is coming up. The dark skies overhead are kind of being pushed. The sunlight comes up as the sun dawns. So it's the dawning of a new day. It's the end of one cycle, the beginning of another, like I said. This card does come up when things hit rock bottom sometimes, though, and when relationships end.
Okay.
But there it is sitting right next to the Sun card. So it's kind of like a choice. It's like things can go off the rails and you can end up at the 10 of Swords, or you can end up at the Sun card. So we look at all the cards that precede it, and we see that, this is your great wake-up call. You got to take the leap of faith. and you got to work on it. That's what's coming up in the spread. But let's see what Mary has to say. She might have something to add to it. You know?
Right. It could be something.
Help us along.
A horse
here.
of a different color. But I will say this. I did get the Judgment card as well. And I did this a little bit differently. I did a combined Oracle and Tarot spread with it. And with the Judgment card, I got this card about envisioning love. So, you know, Judgment often to me, you know, has to do with decisions that we make. Are we choosing to look through our love lenses, or are we looking at our partner in this relationship, you know, through a different lens? So I think it's a good idea to like examine like how we're orienting our look and our perspective on our relationship and our partner. But, you know, all that aside, often when the Judgment card comes up on a relationship question, it can indicate the opportunity or the possibility of a spiritual rebirth happening in the relationship. You know, is it time to, it's like a great, you know, like I see the Judgment card, it's like, oh, maybe you should renew your vows and you know, really think about what you want to promise each other going forward for the next phase of the relationship. The other thing too, you know, 9 of Wands comes up in the past position with its message that love is a journey. Okay, it can be rough, right? You know, we have this sort of idealized butterflies, and it's not. You know, I think being in love with someone and loving someone actually does require work, and it makes things harder. Things are easier when we're not so invested, when we don't care. So I feel like there's a lot of love in this relationship. The 9 of Cups comes up, and it talks about how love can be a teacher, and what is it that it teaches us? It teaches us to adapt so that we can prolong relationships, so love can last. We have to adapt to one another, and sometimes that's the thing we don't want to think about is caring even more, giving more love to a relationship. And that doesn't mean like saying like, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to love more and more, and I'm never going to have a disagreement with this person or whatever. No, it doesn't work that way. But whatever decisions that we make in our relationships, if we are coming from a place from love, whether it's love for our partner or even love for ourselves, you know, I think that we're going to make better decisions that way. So that's what I get. There it is.
Well, yeah, thank you. I think you're both right. I think that it resonates for me. I just feel, well, you know, it's a hard row. You know, some people will, you mentioned redoing your marriage vows or your commitment vows. Well, I tell you, I do watch a lot of reality TV. I don't have TV. I pay for it on YouTube. And I swear to God, all those reality shows that do the renewal of vows, they all end up in divorce. All of them.
They
down
do,
the road,
don't they?
You know.
But however, it depends, though. See, there's one thing about, you know, I want to go back to the Fool card for a second here, Mary, with this. This taking a leap of faith, okay? It can also be fully in both feet. You know, it could, you know, this whole thing about people renew their vows, you know, but it could be great, but it could also be totally meaningless. All right, it's not so much, you know, the ceremony of doing it. It's the reality of, you know, the Fool card showing up like this could be an indicator of going all in. You know, doubling down on the relationship.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right. And with what intentions we have in our hearts. when we go into something like that, taking whatever step it is. You're so right. I so appreciate you both. I didn't know that you guys were doing readings, so I felt very lucky. And my call accidentally dropped, and I dialed back in, and I thought, oh, I'll never get in. But, you know. And so when you took my call, I thought, yes!
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
It was meant
I'm
to
glad
happen.
you got through, Lisa. It was meant to happen. Glad you got
Thanks
through.
for calling.
Thank you. Thank you for this.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Oh, and you as well. You both as well. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Lisa. And everybody out there, enjoy the rest of your weekend. You got anything else, Mary?
Nope. No, I don't. I just want. I am really looking forward to next week's show, and I hope everybody has a great week. Definitely, if you haven't joined our Psychic Talk Facebook group or even our Tarot Guild Facebook group, you need to find us on Facebook. You can go to psychictalk.net/Facebook and join our group and like our page.
That's right. And, you know, we never mention it, but we're in other places on the web as well. Many of the hosts have, you know, their own Instagram and so forth. And also you can, the Tarot Guild has Twitter, you know, at Tarot Guild, you know, twitter.com/Tarot Guild. You can follow us on there as well. And Mary and I have our own personal Twitter accounts as well that you can follow. Yeah. Mary's Tarodactyl, and I'm Dax Carlisle, just my name. I know I'm boring compared to Mary's Tarodactyl. But, yeah.
My spirit animal.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
But come, you know, if you're into tarot and numerology, follow us on Twitter, at Tarot Guild, and join our Facebook groups, our Facebook, like our pages. We have a page for the Tarot Guild, page for Psychic Talk Radio, and the Psychic Talk Radio group on Facebook, as well as the Tarot Guild one, and our main website, thetarotguild.com, and psychictalk.net as well. And we'd love for you to come over to the Tarot Guild website, and you can join the website for free. It's not just a website, it's a social networking platform, you know, similar to Facebook. And so you have all the, you know, instant messaging, friending, groups, forums, all the things you can do on social media, you can do on our platform there at thetarotguild.com. Yeah, top of any page, you can click on sign up, or you can just go to thetarotguild.com/sign up and sign up for the website for free and start friending us and chatting with us there. There's a chat room. There's, all the different features there, and take advantage of the fall special. You know, if you want to learn tarot and numerology, you get my course free when you become a member. We have a premium membership as well. So you got the free membership where you join the website for free. You can take advantage of all of the features of the website, but the premium membership gives you extra access, like you can post your own articles. You can create your own groups, discussion groups on specific decks or certain aspects of tarot or numerology or energy healing or anything you want to do, really, as well as, you know, you get your certificate of membership, your certified tarot reader certification is included, and during the fall, my course as well is included, all over there at thetarotguild.com/join. All righty. Well, if we didn't get your call today, remember you can call in on the Wednesday show. I know Catherine's going to be taking calls. I'll be back on Friday, and Mary and I will be back on Saturday.
Yes, our ghost reel. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We're doing that on the Psychic Spin. It's like, what is a tarot going to say? I'm like, ooh, something spooky happened. That would be wild. Disembodied voice
great.
or something. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't mess up the technology, which, that happens sometimes. Don't want to lose audio. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's happened. Too much energy, before it's happened. But, Halloween, next weekend when we do the show, Halloween will be 1 week away. It's the anniversary of the Tarot Guild, too. It's the birthday of the Tarot Guild. 16 years ago, we'll be going into our 17th Tarot Guild. It's also my partner Doug's birthday and Halloween all together. It's my favorite holiday.
Yay! I love Halloween.
Yep. Thanks to all our listeners and callers. We don't have a show without you. And I'm going to say goodbye. And thank you, Mary, for being here.
Thank you, Doug. And thanks to everybody in this chat room. Bye, everybody.
Yeah. Good night, John Boy.